This week, instead of my normal video blog, I thought I'd try something new. How about a travelogue? Journey along with me to the top of Mount Mitchell in Cherokee, Atakula, the tallest peak on the east coast of the United States. This is the place from which I've done a lot of my multidimensional fieldwork this year. I'll be sharing some background about the multidimensional fieldwork that I've done, the interdimensional beings that I work with, as well as share a few stories along the road. I hope you enjoy journeying alongside me and this kind of inside look into the behind the scenes work you've probably heard me mention on my channel, but never really understood exactly what that meant. A lot of the work, I hit the ground running, whether I'm in France, Egypt, North America, etc. And I don't really understand what I'm going to do until I'm doing it. So if you take nothing else away besides an enjoyable drive on one of the most beautiful roads in the country, it's this. Trust the present moment and the guidance that can show up in that moment for you. Many of you are on an awakening journey. Some of you just beginning, some of you seasoned and, having gone around the spiral a few times. But during these times that we're in, being called essentially into the next level of our embodiment, I think it's critical that we remember all the basics of staying grounded and staying self-aware so that we can unlock the incredible magic and a broader range of frequencies that surround us at all times. Pay attention to the signs and synchronicities and the way that the natural world is communicating with us. And you will find that you are never alone and you are never without guidance. Enjoy. Today I'm headed up to Atakula, Mount Mitchell. It is a beautiful day in April, a little bit chilly, but it's a Monday, so it's a good day to go up there in terms of limited number of tourists. So I hope you enjoy the drive with me. Coming down off of the very northernmost part of the Black Mountains. Butterflies are out. It's a beautiful day. Story time. I didn't know much about interdimensional beings before my awakening. In fact, it was interdimensional beings that woke me up. It was the interdimensional Sasquatch that came knocking repeatedly, saying, you have important tasks ahead of you, and you need to get going. So all these years later, having traveled the world and worked with interdimensionals, including the little people, it makes a lot more sense to me. So these interdimensional beings can actually see who I am in terms of what I'm here to do and the type of being that I am. You could call that label a type 1 indigo. So the interdimensionals have worked with me. They often will reach out telepathically. Sometimes they'll come to my house and visit, knocks on the house to get me to help them and assist them with issues they're having. Implants in individuals, compromised portal systems, super gnarly, nasty entities that they need some help with, black hole systems, shutting those down. Thank you. So the little people here in the Blue Ridge Mountains, North Carolina, have been my main group that I've been working with. Whereas in Montana, it was much more the Sasquatch people, sometimes the little people. So this area is beautiful, and I know you're going to wonder where I am. This year of 2022 into 2023, I was assigned to the Black Mountains of North Carolina, which interestingly, geologically speaking, what I was able to find actually connected to the Black Mountains of Brittany, France, where I do a lot of my work. Surprise, surprise. So a lot of these grid repair projects go beyond Earth at this point. We're working on the entire 15-dimensional time matrix and the important role that Earth has to play. For part of this drive, we'll be traveling up the South Toe River Valley on the east flank of the Black Mountains, if you'd like to do this drive at some point. And I spent the year living on the side of Silo Mountain with a group of little people. There is Silo Mountain. 6,000 some feet. This is in Yancey County, North Carolina, so a lot of the East Coast tallest mountains are in this county, and in fact in this mountain range of the Black Mountains, which we'll be driving along the entire length till we get up to the Blue Ridge Parkway, and then head west up to the tallest mountain on the East Coast, which is Atakula, Mount Mitchell. Story time. In 2000 something, 13, 14, somewhere in there, I felt the pull to go down to Nevada. I had been informed that there were really old petroglyphs, like carved into the rocks, and it's part of an Indian reservation, so it's sacred, and they do not mark where those are. So the birds showed me where to turn, where to go. And when I got to the rocks themselves and was looking at one of them, was a giant spiral carved into the rock. My phone text went off, which I had it set to the red-tailed hawk screech. And I looked down at my phone and there was no text message. And I looked up and the hawk was right over me. So you could probably feel the energy around that story, that I'm often working with elementals, but they're also working, and interdimensionals, and they're working with me through birds. So they can see me through the bird's eyes, they can interact with me that way. A little safer for them. I've been doing work in this corridor, so to speak, for the last 13 months. So I've been working through the Black Mountains up through Grandfather Mountain near Blowing Rock, doing a lot of plasma infusion work, opening the Tri-Gate atop Mount Mitchell last year, basically bringing living plasmas back into a system that has been compromised and closing out black hole systems and their access points. Much to the chagrin of the beings that have been benefiting from that. They've even tried to negotiate with me, like, can't you leave this, you've taken enough, etc., which I just have to neutrally say, you've had your time, you've had your time. So a lot of grid cleanup work has occurred here, and I've explained that a lot of the work, all of a sudden I'll just get the impulse, like, go out today. So a hawk is just flying, and sometimes I see hawks and it doesn't hold any energy, but sometimes I see them and I know it's a communication. So for example, I'll get a telepathic communication to please come out and do some work. And then when I arrive on the spot, a hawk will show up and circle over me, right? So not a coincidence, obviously. You see the sign for the Blue Ridge Parkway. It's an amazing National Park Service facility, if you will, 400 some miles on the ridgetops. Built beginning, I think, in the 1930s. And it is breathtaking, as you're about to see. Okay. Welcome to the Blue Ridge Parkway. Now the best views are going to be off to the south here as we head up to Mount Mitchell. Clouds often too. I will see hearts and portals. So I'm constantly paying attention. Here we go through the tunnel. Wow. The overlook today is gorgeous. backyard all year, and I've really, really, really enjoyed living here and going for drives on the parkway. You can see there's no development here, there's no rest stop, so it's just amazing. The energy is so beautiful. Because you don't have a lot of other vibrational influences beyond the natural world, and you can feel the difference. Back up from Asheville, so it looks like you've got folks from Asheville coming up. Up in the conifers, it's so beautiful. Thanks for joining me for this travel log. I hope you enjoyed the ride. I'd like to say a very special thank you as I wrap up. There's been one constant as I've traveled the world to do this multidimensional field work, and that's the love, support, and encouragement of my little people friends. The little people are known by many different names the world over. I just want to say thank you guys. I love you.